everybody? Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Photography. And all right, welcome everyone. Today's live stream is an important one, and we're kicking off things sharing all our ideal holiday wish list for photographers. And we're excited about the upgrades, what we're seeing, and what actually makes sense heading into the new year. But we're also diving into some shocking industry news. The US government banned the new DJI. Yeah, that's right. So how is that going to affect us all? We're going to talk about that and so much more. And if you find this helpful, make sure you like this live stream, subscribe to the channel, drop the city and where you're at in the chat. I want to see where you're from. With all that said, let's go ahead and get into it. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk Photography. Yes. So as you can see, I have all this. Look at this little banner I got here. This is from StreamYard. They got these little corny little banners. And I said, you know what? I'm going to use it. Let me know what you think about this fun looking holiday banner. Now, I decided to go live today because it's Christmas Eve. And tomorrow, I'm not going to be looking hardly at social media in general, quite honestly. Everything that I want to post is going to be scheduled. So tomorrow I could worry about just hanging out with my family. And on the most holiest of holidays for my mother, she absolutely loves Christmas. And I want to make sure that I give all my attention to my family, you know? So I didn't want to miss out this week on a live stream. So I figured, hey, why not Christmas Eve? Most of you are probably at home or whatever you're doing. And let's just talk for a hot hour, and then we get back to our holiday business. All right. So first of all, happy holidays to everybody. Whatever that is for you. Light your menorah, spin your dreidels, Kwanzaa, you know, Christmas, all that good stuff. All right. So shout out to everybody celebrating whatever it is you celebrate in any way you feel like you need to do it. All right. Let's see here. Thought I had something. Let me oh yeah. So of course, where is my thing here? Hey, what's going on, Roy? Good to see you, man. Glad you're in here in the chat. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, there we go. That's what I needed. All right. So of course, like I mentioned earlier, make sure you go ahead, smash that like, share, and most importantly is subscribe to the channel. And hit the bell so that you get notifications for upcoming content. I have a new video dropping tomorrow morning, so you don't want to miss out on that. It's from a photo shoot, and I think it came out great. And you'll see the final results of that shoot within the video. That's right. I actually share the photos, so you can let me know in the comments of that video what you like about it. So make sure you subscribe so that you get to that. All right. So let's get to the what can you say? The business of things. Of course, if you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and follow me on all the socials. All these links are down below in the comment of this video, but it's also on Facebook. That's right. I'm also on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and all that other good stuff. All right. So wherever you're at, I'm pretty much there. And I'm very active, ironically, on LinkedIn, Instagram, and of course, this here, YouTube. But everything else you can still reach me on if you want to follow me there and see what I'm up to. Okay. I just started making a content calendar for this year. For 2026. And I already have videos I want to make. I was literally studying for at least 2 to 3 hours today, my YouTube analytics, like what videos worked. What do you guys like? What is the algorithm speak to me, algorithm, speak to me. And it was actually pretty eye-opening. There are times where it's like, well, for me, I'll just speak on my behalf, but where you think what you're doing is resonating, but in reality, the numbers say otherwise. And that was my reality today. It was kind of a reality check as to what works and what doesn't. And I'm going to have to just say it. I'm going to have to keep it real with you guys. Okay. Let me get this. You guys love Nikon content. If I do anything with Nikon, I swear it's my top 6 videos in the last was it this year? I can't remember if it was this year or this month or last 28 days. Either way, it's always Nikon, like Nikon, Nikon, Nikon. And number two is Lumix and Panasonic. I mean, I don't know what it is. I could try to talk about other things, talk about, for camera gear that's not Nikon. You guys check it out, but really, it's all about. I'm telling you, my channel should just be, "Hey, I'm the Nikon ambassador." That they never called an ambassador, because that's what the heck works. And I've tried experimenting. I've tried introducing like filmmaking content and stuff like that, and yada yada yada. And it all comes back to Nikon content. I don't know what it is. Hey, I'm all for it. But 2026, I'm gonna triple down on Nikon content. Okay. Sorry, Matt Granger, but I'm about to go hard in the paint and be that Nikon guy. Okay. That's what I'm about to be. Because that's what now it's not that I'm upset about that. It's just, the reality is what it is. This is what I get the most traction, what people are looking up in terms of the what my subscribers, all of you out there, and I need to make content that you guys want to see. I want to provide, as I mentioned last week, add value, and in order for me to do more of creating content, which I really enjoy doing, I need to create value to all of you out there. Okay, that's how I'm going to thank you all for subscribing, tuning in, etc. It's by creating and adding value. And that means I got to listen to you. And what the algorithm is saying, what the numbers are saying, the analytics are saying is you want more Nikon. So, okay, that's what you're going to get. All right. So that's what I'm going to do more of in 2026. Nikon photo shoots, the photo shoot videos I do, those really work out well. You guys like that. And I'll do more tutorials, right? And of course, I'll still look over gear reviews, but clearly, if it has to do with Nikon or flash photography, studio photography, anything of that sort, those things seem to be working well. So I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you. No more head in the sand. I get it for 2026. Yeah, I want my content to be more well defined so that you understand the benefit of coming back to my channel. Okay, because I thank you all. All right. I think even Donald Trump thanks you. Can you believe that? He came by and this is what he said for you, to you, for coming to my channel.
Thank you very much.
See, there you go. So I got his endorsement clearly. So let me see here. Merry Christmas, Sky Cougar Studios. Thank you very much, sir. And already Christmas here. All right, Roy, that's what's up, man. Well, Merry Christmas to you. I think your viewers just expect Nikon from you. Well, I'll take that. Hold on. I'm so sorry. There we go. You know what? You're right. You're right. I mean, I was trying to, let me make this a little bit bigger. No, let's make it like that. I was trying to experiment this year, try to broaden the kind of content. And honestly, I could almost make two channels. One just the more video centric, filmmaking centric, and then have my Robertson photography all be about portrait photography, really, because that's all I do. I don't do landscapes, travel. I don't do, street photography, really, just for fun. And then I do Nikon and Panasonic, and I swear the Nikon is always the top. Like, it's always the top. And for where I want to go and where I want to take the content that I'm making for all of you to that next level, I have to listen. I have to listen. Okay. And that's what the analytics are telling me. So I'm going to give you what you want. All right. That's just the way it is. Yeah, your viewers just expect. I'm hearing this from Sky Cougar Studios. I'm hearing that the Z90 or possibly that APAC system from might be in the works. We love Nikon. Please share your thoughts. Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, Sky Cougar, because according to NikonRumors.com, which I was reading that article today, they were like really adamant. I've never heard such a direct rebuttal to those rumors. Okay, that there's no rumors out there. It's all speculation, etc. And with AI and then people who are just want something to be out there, I mean, I kind of fed into it too when it came to the Lumix S1H Mark II. There was never any sort of release, but people speculated and talked about it, and I did too. And that might be that situation here with the Z90. Now, would I like something like that? Sure. There are a lot of things I want from Nikon. Okay. I want them to make a new version of the Z30. Okay. I wanted just a straight up vlogging camera with an autofocus like the Z6 Mark III, and that's great for just for content creators like me. Okay, I just want a small, compact, kick-ass um, camera, full HDMI, that I can use for vlogging and vlogging and vlogging. Okay, right now I've used the Z6 III a heck of a lot for my YouTube videos. I would like to not do that and just have a very nice dedicated camera for creating content. So up to like 4K, 60, etc. And a solid autofocus. And that Z6 Mark III for my content creation, I can rely on that autofocus bar none without an issue. Okay. So so I don't know. I'm not gonna feed into that yet. I want to wait. How about that? I want to wait. But yeah, okay. I'm seeing Roy respond. Between the ASP full frame is much less not yeah. Yeah. You know, it would be nice to have a APS-C camera for those who may want one that, rivals the D500. That'd be kind of cool, right? I'm not sure how many people would jump on it because quite honestly, at the price range of a lot of their full frame cameras, I would say like the Z6 Mark III, quite honestly. I'm a huge fan of that camera. I'd probably say just go get that camera because it's such a capable and well-rounded camera. So from sports to casual to travel and for professional, I could recommend the Z6 Mark III because that price point is pretty solid. Okay. So that's just my thing. So unless that APS-C came in at like maybe, I don't know, 1,500, a little bit less, 1,200, then otherwise, if it comes closer to 2,000, I would just say, just go get the Z6 Mark III. What are you doing? Anyway, yeah, Roy, the Trump recommendation could be a death sentence. Yeah, I guess you're right. But you know what? We can have fun around here. That's what it's about. Okay. I'm not here to poke jokes or nothing. It's just a great little clip there. You know what I mean? So, but it's fun, just all in good fun. If folks can't have fun, why are you on my channel about photography if you can't have some fun, right? This is what it's all about. You know, for most people, photography is just a passion. Not everyone is trying to make a buck off of it. They would like to, but most people are here doing photography for fun. Therefore, I use my little things, my little sound drops for fun.
Thank you very much.
That's right. Roy, I love all cameras, but I use Nikon because over decades have never let me down during a shoot. And I will have to concur. There are times where I have gaps of using the Nikon Z8 and and then I pick it up and I realize, holy cow. Okay. I'm like, man, it's a great camera. And when I mean great camera, I mean tried and true. It's totally reliable. Autofocus is phenomenal. Color is great. Dynamic range is awesome. I mean, yeah. Nikon has never let me down in any of their cameras. Now, the only camera that I've had frustrated with was my first camera, the D5300. Okay. Because in like 2 months, I grew out of it. I was like, man, I need to get a better camera that could keep up with where I am at now and where I'm heading. Okay. So my first camera should have been a D7000. That was my second camera. That's when I realized like, okay, I was I was ahead of the game compared to the capabilities of a D5300. That's where it all started for me. D5300 and 2 kit lens from Best Buy. All right. Shout out to that experience. And so yeah, but Nikon has been tried and true. Out of all the new perks and this flashy features and everything else that other camera brands came out with, I've never had a reason to ever switch or want to switch because my photography, because for the style that I do, Nikon is damn fantastic at it. Okay. So color, dynamic range, ability to push the shadows and highlights. Dang, I'm telling you. Yeah. So I know I'm bigging them up. You know what? I told you guys about Nike. It's like I don't mean to be bigging them up, but it's true. So I agree with you, Roy. Sky Cougar comes in. Yes, I met APS-C. What about Z7 III? If possible, I still will need that Series Z7. And what do you think about the next Nikon camera being besides Z9? Oh boy. Okay, these are two fantastic questions. Okay. So the Z7 III, if they did a Z7, so here's the deal. It's like if they did a Z7 III, it would have to be image quality. Dang, because you have the Z8 and then you have the Z9, 45 megapixel sensors, fantastic autofocus. And the Z7 series is more toward high megapixel, high definition, or not high definition, high resolution still images, right? While the Z6 series was more of that hybrid photo video hybrid, which the Z6 III is fantastic at. So where would it go? If already the Z8 and Z9 is at a 45 megapixel, let's see. I would say they would have to take it up to a level that's almost ridiculous. Okay, unless you really need it, and those who have the Z7 probably need it. I'm thinking if they could really, wasn't there like 100 megapixels or something like that? It would have to rival the Z8 and the Z9. Otherwise, there's no competitive advantage to that camera. So if they're at 45 megapixel, let's double it. Let's double it. It'd have to rival that. Otherwise, you just go get the Z8. That's what I would recommend. Go get the Z8, and it does up to 8K video, ProRes RAW. Done. And now it's only like, I forgot, like 3,300 or something like that. So it would have to rival that, right? What else would it be? But that's what it would have to be, a high resolution killer in the game. So it would have to be something like that for sure. Is there a place for it? I think so, absolutely, because a lot of Nikon shooters are landscape photographers, street photographers. So having something that could do a high res output and specialize really in that, I think could be great, right? But again, you do have the Z8 and you do have the Z9, which give you excellent output, right? Features galore, right? Their firmware updates have been fantastic. So you would have to create that not advantage. I guess so. That advantage, so it doesn't get cannibalized in the product line. So it doesn't get cannibalized against the Z8 and the Z9, which are already fantastic. So I'm thinking double it, at least. Damn near medium format kind of situation without being medium format. That's why I kind of like, oh, why not 100 megapixel for those who really want it? And then that would be the competitive edge so that it sticks out. There's a purpose for it among the other Z cameras. I hope that was long-winded. Now, as far as the next Nikon camera, ooh-wee. Well, I don't want to say, if he says Z9, then I would have to say, I mean, not Z9, maybe they did do the Z5. I'm trying to think. Something in a lower tier for sure. They still need to do the Z30, a Mark II. I think they need to update that for those who aren't like us, photography Nikon snobs who want the Z6 III and higher. Okay. They need something lower, newer, and just as responsive, because they understand their camera needs to be as responsive as this right here. Otherwise, new photographers aren't going to figure it out. They ain't going to be pushing dials and buttons. So I'm thinking a Z30 or something like that. And or if they're not going to do a Z9, they'll do a Z8 first. But I think that's doubtful. I think the Z9 2, if anything, would come out first, and then the Z8 version, right? Just like last time. Anyway, that I know it's not that as direct, but I think those two, a Z30 Mark II, or I hate to say C9 Mark II, okay, would probably be something in out there. Need a low price killer to introduce Nikon into people's hands, and the Z30, Z50, all those cameras are excellent ways to do that, and they've been doing a great job at the lower price point, and that will keep them that will keep them going as they introduce the heavy hitters for us snobs out there. That's just my marketing guesstimation, I guess. I don't know, but it's what I think. Uh, any Roy says any full frame over 50 will have diffraction problems, and it's then time to go medium format. Well, then let's go to 50 or something. I'm just saying they have to find a way, right, to make it a big enough difference that it separates itself from the Z8. That's my point. I'm not a huge tech person. Clearly, I'm not a huge engineer, but I can just look at things from a marketing perspective and say, okay, why would I choose a Z7 III if I could just go get a Z8, which is now discounted for a magnificent camera? What's going to set it apart? And don't give me like, oh, it could do pre-shoot and all that stuff. Well, so can all the other cameras, right? So that's the only reason why I mentioned that. The Z7 is great landscape camera and could cut down cheaper specialized version would be welcome. Oh, okay, that's a great point too. If you want a Z8 version, but I mean, okay, so you'll get a high res version of the Z6 Mark III, Roy. Is that what you're saying? You want a 45 megapixel version of the Z6 Mark III, right? So like a stripped down version of a Z8, because if you go any lower, you might as well get the Z6 Mark III, even though it gives you 24 megapixels. Oh, the balancing act is crazy. Roy said, I'm happy with my present Nikons. I'm more interested in new lenses. Yeah, you know what? It's funny that you say that because I'm going to be borrowing the 24-70 f2.8 Mark II from a buddy this weekend. So I'll be doing a real world photo shoots with it. I got a photo shoot plan with a model. I'm going to do runway photography with it. So I'm going to have a full depth review of the Nikon 24-70 f2.8 Mark II coming up. So don't you worry. And I'm going to compare it, my experiences with the version 1. So yes, a version 2 of the 70-200 would be excellent too, especially if it has video in mind, which I believe it will, just like the 24-70 will. And that means I got to figure out what I'm going to do with my old ones. I think the most important one for me, honestly, would be updating the 24-70 version 1 to the version 2. Just because I do more video nowadays. Oh, see, the Z30 overheats. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. And they need a version 2 version. They need a Mark II of that now, Roy. That's exactly my point. They need a Mark II version so that they could take care of those issues, realize that content creators with the Z30 needs longer record times, continuous record times, and the autofocus. I think the form factor is very cool. It's very compact, travel friendly. And again, I want those particular things, plus the autofocus. Give us up to 416, no crop, 4K, 120, could be a crop, is no big deal. I would definitely like that a lot. Maybe Can you do like ProRes? It doesn't have to be every ProRes, but ProRes would be nice. Yeah. I think there's room for it to upgrade, and I think there's a definite space for it for sure. Because I'd pick it up. I'd pick up the Z30 Mark II. Oh, wait, Sky Cougar, you said what's your new lens that you're looking for? Okay, well, hey. Okay, I'm gonna get into that in just a second. Okay. Hey, he knew 24-70 is a great lens, but I'm sticking with the Mark One. You know what? I still have the Mark One too, as well. Excuse me. I have no problem with the lens, but my buddy has it, and I think it's going to be a fun comparison, and just to test it out to see what truly are the differences in the real world experiences. Okay, so anyway, let's get to. Gosh, this conversation is fantastic. I appreciate everybody, really do. Kind of getting ahead of ourselves here. Let's talk about well, what was that question you asked? You asked a question. It was lens I'm looking for. Um okay, so the new lens I'm looking for. Okay, so we might as well just talk about this part, okay? Let's talk about the holiday wish list for creators, okay? Like myself. The lens I'm currently wishing for 2026 is the Viltrox 85 mil f1.4 pro lens. That lens is only $598. Okay, and I've heard nothing but great things about that lens. When folks test it out for the E mount for Sony E mount, and I absolutely cannot wait to get my hands on it. As many of you know, I bought a camera recently, so like I'm kind of tapped for this year, and I'm not mad at that. But the reality is, then all of a sudden, that damn 35 f1.2 Z lens came out from Viltrox, and I'm like, dang, $1,500, and you could have two fantastic lenses. I was like, oh my god, if any time, but I don't like using credit. Okay, so that's just the way it goes. So I didn't charge it and swipe it. But those are the two lenses: the Viltrox 85-1.4 and the Viltrox 35-1.2 are two phenomenally priced lenses for portraits. And I'm telling you right now, 2026, I'm gunning for both of them. I'm gunning for both of them. Can't beat the price. It is what it is. At that price, 1,500 for both those lenses, it's worth a shot. Okay. And from what I could tell from others' reviews, it's definitely money well spent. All right. So that's just me. What's on your what's on your holiday wish list for 2026? What would you like to see? What lens do you have in your maybe your shopping cart? Amazon shopping cart. It's okay to admit it. Hey, Fajar, good morning. Oh, Roy, the new 2047 using the older 77 millimeter filters is annoying. Nothing's ever perfect. I do like that it doesn't do telescopic. That is really cool for video for sure. That's probably the biggest feature that attracts me to that lens. Roy says, I'm not a street photographer, so 35 doesn't get me excited. Hey, that the 85-1.4 for only $598 is an exciting price. It's hard to not want to check it out at that price. Fajar, my 8200 Pro broke. Oh my goodness. E3 code era. I guess I have to spend again this Christmas. Okay. Well, if there's always a reason that, gets, well, this is a sad news, but, wait, why did it break? How the heck did it break? 8200 Pro. So that means you get that Pro 2. Don't they have the Pro 2 out? Check that one out then. You might as well go hard in the paint and just get the latest and greatest. Let me see if they have that 8200 Pro 2. Yeah. Yeah, you might as well get the 8200 Pro 2. Get the latest one. Okay. That's what I would do. If I had to get that, just go get that. I'm eyeballing the 8300 2. 8300 Pro 2. That one looks pretty awesome. I would love to review it. That's what I'm looking at too. It's for lighting. Roy said a 85 mil is mostly a portrait lens and is less critical than lighting. Well, funny thing is, Roy, as you know, more than most people, that's one area I do plenty of is the portraits. So 85 would be really nice. Uh, I bought that 135 f1.8 lens on a live stream, and I love that lens. But guess what? It's 135 mil, so you really need some space to get medium and for sure full body, right? Space between you and the subject. Think that 85 is going to be a sweet, an easy way for me to compress and smash that background with little effort. So I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm going to pick it up. And when I do, I'm going to bring it to all of you. All right. Um, oh, Roy. Oh, okay. Fajar, has been 3 years and maybe four times I felt from a good, it fell from a good height, a light stand. I think that's just calling for trouble for me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That four times. I had that happen with my 8200. It still has a mark on it. Oh, it's packed up, but it still has a mark on it, but it keeps on ticking. But hey, 8200 Pro Mark II, brother. You might as well just go for it. Um, I'd write that as equipment renewal in my finance. Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's what I did with the new camera. It's photography gear. So I'm writing all that off, or at least, getting some of it back later. Roy, 50 to 85 mil for portraits and 85 to 135 for headshots. There you go. There you go. Hey, that's why I'm looking at that lens. But you know what? When I did a fashion show a couple weeks ago, as some of you know, I did all the before the show pictures, the BTS content of models getting ready, of folks attending the event, all with a 35. And I had so much fun with a 35 for casual, candid, and event photography. So, now I'm kind of into some 35s. But, for um portraits, fashion, headshots, all that, yeah, I'm pulling out the 85, the 50, 85, and 135 all day. Or keep it simple, 70 to 200. Hello. Um, Roy says the wind once caught a strobe with a box on a stand and carried it over a cliff. What? Oh my god. That is crazy. Gosh, how big was that cliff, Roy? How big was that how oh my god. Dude, if that happened to me, I literally would just I wouldn't know what to say. That's truly an act of God right there. Ah, Craig comes in. Hey, gang. Good to see you, man. Glad you are here with us. Today isn't going to be a full, long stream. I'm just going to stream for like another 25 minutes because it is the holidays. Supposed to be spending time with the fam. Okay. But you guys are my YouTube family. If you know. Okay. Roy and Craig and everybody else, Sky Cougar, Fajar, So I want to make sure I say hello and a merry happy holiday to all of you. Craig says, been struggling with my lens lineup lately. Zoom versus primes. Trying to be minimalist, but it's difficult. I think I'm really just missing a 35 prime. Well, it's funny that you say that because the 35 prime I'm currently looking at is that Viltrox, but it is not. I mean, out of all their lenses, it's one of their more expensive ones at $999. But $999 for a 35 f1.2 lab lens, is their professional grade lens, is a pretty damn good price. That's less than half the price of the Nikon version, right? Mushy. Hold on. There we go. And Fajar says, be sure. Whoa, shoot. Be sure I'm not buying secondhand. I'm paranoid. If I get a unit, that's an E3 error again, and people lied. They never fail. That's why, don't get it secondhand. That's what I was saying. Just buy a new one, Adorama or whoever, reputable, and get that 8200 Pro 2 with that touchscreen and all that jazz. Oh, Craig, I found an open box Nikon 3518 270 discount. Ooh wee! Now that's a win. That's a win. 270 3518. Yeah, I would have snagged that up too. So I hope you did that. Roy, if I know what to expect, then I take mostly primes. If I don't take zooms. Yeah, lately I've been taking primes around too. But again, for portraits, I like having that extra shallow depth of field, even if it's at 1.8 versus 2.8. It's still a really nice, impactful difference for me. So yeah, I've been reaching for more primes, and shoot, honestly, I love the 70 to 200, but I haven't used it in a while. I really haven't used the 70 to 200 in a while. I think the last time I used it was maybe for a wedding. Okay, that's just me. Fajar, I for sure not gonna get the 8300 Pro. Basically, that's a 300 watt unit with 280D Pro, so less lifespan. That's a very good point. I'm eyeballing the 8300 Pro Mark II, but yeah, you're right at that. If you never found yourself shooting at full power on an 8200, then you're good where you are. No reason. Save yourself. It's like $150 difference, so save that money. So my fingers hovering over the place order button. Uh-oh. Hey, Craig, let me tell you, 270 for a Nikon 3518, you're looking pretty. As you know, I just reviewed a 7 Artisans 35 mil f1.8 lens, and I was so happy to use that lens. The 1.8 was great for low light candid event photography, and it was nice and light and compact. I had fun using the lens. Now, is it the most greatest lens I have? No, but I had fun with it, so it made it pretty great to me. So if you could do 270 and you like that lens, then freaking get it before somebody else picks it up and you'll have regret. As long as you're paying cash, right? Let's not go into debt for it. Here's my current lineup. Z lenses. Okay, great. Let's see. 20, 26, a 50, 35, 105, then 24 to 120, 7200, 180 to 600. Oh, dang, brother. Yeah, looks like that 35 would fit just right in that lineup. All right, let's chat it. Hold on, you guys. Here we go. Yeah, if it's okay. Oh, $270 discount from normal $896. Okay, so it's $270 off the $896. Okay, well, still that's almost like what is it? Is that no? It's not a 30%, but it's close to it, right? I'm a huge. I like 35s. They're fun. They're great casual, candid photography lens, street photography, event photography, and for portraits too ish. 35 to me, you really have to get much closer to my subject, which I don't mind sometimes, but it can be a little bit more intimate than I would like for continuous photos. I got to do a photo shoot with just a 35 and find out. But as you know, I love my 50, the 51.2, okay, from Nikon. That is my sweet lens. I love that lens. Okay. Fajar says, rarely do 8200 pro since I work indoors most of the time. If it's outdoors, it's usually around sunset or ND filters help me before I have that decision. There you go. So it sounds like um that sounds like you just need the 8200 Pro Mark II. Get that Mark II and you'll be good to go. You'll be back in the game. Roy, lighting is much more important than camera. Absolutely. And understanding lighting, right? Not even just having lighting, but understand it. Um, Trust me, I've seen photographers have lighting, and then I'm like, you're just throwing a shit ton of flash on somebody, right? But not really utilizing or understanding lighting and shadow enough to really get a well balanced exposed image. Okay, just throwing tons of light on a subject doesn't mean you understand flash. It just means you know how to turn up the power and take a photo. You know, but nobody likes to learn. All right. Craig said I could probably sell the little 26, but I love it. Awesome IQ and almost pocket. Why sell the 26? Why sell the 26? That 26 was fun. I had fun with that lens with the ZF. I had a lot of fun. Or maybe it was a 28. Either way, those little lenses are fun. So if you don't have to, the 35 advice I got is think of it as a close-up lens. Yeah, I call it a medium lens, right? It's like a medium, like if you have a wide angle, like in terms of filmmaking, right? You have a wide, medium, close-up, and 35 is my go-to for medium shots. Okay, include some of the environment, include the portrait, and include your subject at the same time. So if you want to kind of showcase some of the environment, but not too much, a 35 is nice. And what I like about it is that you could still have some compression and separation of your subject from the background with a 35, unlike what you could get with a 24. Okay. That's for sure. Unless you take that 24 and you get really close. So that's what I like about the 35. It's kind of like in the middle-ish, right? Um, hey, photojournalist 1, 2, 3, Johnny, she's in the here. Merry Christmas, man. Hey, thank you very much for appreciating my model shoots. Really do. It's funny that you mentioned that, John, because I have another video dropping tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow, check out that video. I finished editing it. It's up and ready to go. So it goes live first thing in the morning. So I hope you like that one as well. Trying to be minimal and downsize, but I usually regret selling afterwards. Well, that's what I'm saying, Greg. Keep the 26. You're not really in the hole for that lens. Keep it. They're fun. You just might want to use it one day. I kind of wish I kept the ZF and all the lenses I had for it, the 40 and I believe the 28. I should have kept them. I had so much fun with it. That was fun. And anyway, it is what it is. Roy says you don't get much back from secondhand gear, although I recently sold my most expensive lens. Oh, shoot. And Craig, used market is a little rough for sellers lately. Yeah, you're gonna be sitting on it. You gotta really it's gotta be something that's in demand, that's for sure. For Jar, my arsenal would be Z14 and 30, Z40, Viltrox 20, F10, 105, excuse me, the 10514. I still F 24 to 120, but I think it's time to upgrade that Mr. Worldwide lens to the Z1. Now, worldwide lens, now you talking about that okay, is it Viltrox? Oh, 20 mil. Maybe you're talking about the 20 mil. So far, I haven't had any serious issues with the Viltrox lenses that I own and use, but my subjects generally don't move, right? And if your subjects are moving, etc., I may it'd be hard pressed for me to say not go to Nikon's Z lenses just to ensure autofocus performance at its highest. Okay. So, real quick, I got to do a slight little commercial, okay? Because some of you haven't joined yet and understand how much it helps. So, I'm going to here to help remind you on how you can support this channel. Give me 1 second. Quick reminder, if you're enjoying these live streams and want to support the channel, you could join as a channel member right here on YouTube. Memberships start at just $2.99 a month, and it's a great way to help me keep creating honest gear reviews, tutorials, and behind-the-scenes content. Members get early access to videos, exclusive content, and for higher tier members, private monthly live streams, and you'll be a member of my Discord chat. And of course, I'll always continue to share resources that'll help you grow as a photographer or filmmaker. No pressure at all. Just your support means a lot, and it helps keep this channel independent. If that sounds good, hit the join button below, and I'll see you in the chat. All right. Shout out to me. All right, for making that fancy little drop there, okay? This live stream is sponsored by me. No, it's actually sponsored by all of you, okay? Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing any of this, quite honestly. There'd be times where I put in 6-8 hours of work on a video, putting it together, and and then I get the comments or the responses from those that I normally see, which is most of you on my stream now. And I couldn't be, it makes it all worth it. Quite honestly, it makes me happy. And that's the point, is that I want to, that's what I wanted to address earlier in this live stream, was that like, hey, I see the analytics. I see what you're responding to. I see what videos and what I talk about makes you folks respond to. And that's what I'm going to do more of for 2026. Okay. Anywho, what do we got here? Oh my goodness, look at that. We went all over the place. We didn't even talk about the drone. Let's talk about this drone real quick, okay? Roy, thank you so much, man. Thank you. Okay. I really, really appreciate it. Let me tell you, okay? I really appreciate it to the nth degree. Believe it or not, again, it all helps me to continuously put more time and more energy into this here thing that we all tune in for. All right. And I will be going, let me check my calendar. I will be going live. Oh, that's New Year's Day. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Next Thursday is New Year's Day, and it's about to go down. Okay. That's for sure. Thank you so much, Roy. I really appreciate it. Now let's go ahead. Oh, you know what? I didn't see that one. John, I didn't see that video, but I'll check it out later. I watched Tony and Chelsea Northrup's video. Let's talk about this drone stuff. Okay. Bam. So as many of you know, the U.S. government finally did what they said they were going to do for once, and absolutely banned any new products of DJI coming in to the U.S. market. And that also includes any other non-U.S. drones. Okay. And I started thinking about, like, what is the motive? Like, you ever heard that expression, follow the money? And that's what I was doing. I was like, this doesn't seem right, you know? But anywho, let's talk about that specific announcement here on, what is it, CNN.com. Okay, here we are. So U.S. bans new foreign drone models in a blow to Chinese giant DJI, which is pretty much all the drones I ever wanted to get. You know, I don't look at anybody else's. So Chinese-made drones have dominated the skies in the United States for years, and we private owners, police departments, firefighters, all using them. The FCC banned the import and sale of new drone models and critical equipment, that means the parts, made by foreign manufacturers, including the largest drone maker DJI by adding them to the so-called covered list of entities, okay, to pose an unexpected risk to the national security. But they were saying for months, like, hey, what do we need to do? We'll do it. Let's go ahead and do that. The FCC decision, while excluding models already approved for sale and those currently in use, marks a culmination of years-long efforts to clamp down on Chinese drones, such as those produced by DJI and another major drone maker, Uto Robotics. Okay. Now, here it says DJI alone commands about 70% of the global market. That's freaking huge. That's what she said. Beyond public sector use, Chinese drones have been widely deployed across the U.S. for tasks all over the place. Okay. As you know, heck, I use it for content creation and getting cool B-roll. President Trump has been clear his administration will act to secure our airspace and unleash American drone dominance. Okay. There's nothing American drone that has ever dominated our sky. Okay. There is nothing. Sony couldn't do it. Nobody could do it. Nobody could touch what DJI has been able to do, and at a price point that we could afford. So over the past year, DJI has written letters to American officials, including Defense Secretary, welcoming scrutiny and the necessary examinations of its products. We stand ready to work with you and to be open and da-da-da-da-da-da. Right? Now, this all started under the Biden administration, and Trump just threw gas on it and made it happen even quicker, right? To no surprise. Foreign drone made drones and components could enable persistent surveillance and data exfiltration and destructive operations over U.S. territory. Okay. Concerns about DJI's data security have been grounded in evidence and instead reflect protectionism, contrary to the principles of an open market, which is kind of true because guess what? Oh my God. All right, let's talk about the long-term effect, because I found some stuff out that seemed highly suspicious on the motivation for this. So the U.S. should correct its erroneous practices and provide a fair, just, and non-discriminatory environment for Chinese companies to operate. Multiple Chinese brands, including tech and telecom giant Huawei and state-owned telecom ZTE, have already included in the FCC's coverage. So they're not alone, but DJI is the biggest player, and that's why we're talking about it. Okay. Now, hold on. There is something suspicious. Let's talk about what's suspicious. Okay. Here we go. This is what's suspicious. Check this out. Okay. Update. Trump Jr. That's right. I said it. Trump Jr. backed up a startup for a robotics company. And guess what they make? Okay. And he received, look at that, $620 million Pentagon loan for this startup he's invested in. Oh my gosh, look at this. Popular information reported that the Pentagon awarded a contract to Unusual Machines, an obscure drone company. Wow, looky here. That President Trump's son, Donald Jr., joined as an advisor just last year, despite having no notable experience with drones or military contracting. The contract was for the manufacture of 3,500 drone motors, and the Army also indicated a plan to order an additional 20,000 components from Unusual Machines. Okay. Trump Jr. was given 200,000 shares of company stocks. Well. Now, another small startup funded by 1789 Capital, a venture capital firm where Trump Jr. is a partner, will receive $620 million loan from the Defense Department, the Finance Times reported. Drones are radar systems and other military applications. The loan is part of a $1.4 billion announced last month that also involves another company, Realignment Tech. It also includes 50 million for the Commerce Department and 550 million from private investors. In exchange, the Department of Commerce will receive 50 mil for equity in Vulcan Elements. The Department of Defense will receive. Well, look at this; it's all about the money. I can't even read this. Okay, I can't even read this. There's so much gray area going on. It's baffling right before our eyes. So if we're talking about reasons or motivations, excuse me, I mean this is a very this is smoking gun. Oh, I mean, granted it started before Trump, but like his motivation for it, oh, it's very interesting. It doesn't the optics that aren't looking good. Okay. So will we see a change after this administration? Maybe so, but that's why I want to ask you all the question. First, let me switch on over here. So now I want to ask you all the question. Where the heck is my messages, for heaven's sakes? There we go. Okay. What does that mean for us? What does that mean for us, and what do we do now? Now, some of you may not even use drones. That's fair enough. But I mean, I have a drone, but it's an older one. You can still buy drones for whatever's left, So definitely I'd recommend go getting the one you want now. And pray to God it doesn't break, because you can't even get the parts. But I don't see any company that's going to be able to produce what DJI has been able to do, high quality results for affordable prices. I just don't see it happening in the US. So we'll see how long this lasts. But as of right now, it is banned. But being that Biden, under the Biden administration, they talked about this. And then now seems like it's a very bipartisan decision. But again, like a lot of things, it could change later. It could change in the next administration. It could be a lot of people who depend on, affordable products from DJI to do their business. But wow, having that military contract, defensive, was it the Department of Defense and all the money they're going through there, the military contract, the president's son having all this financial investment. I mean, shoot. Not saying that's the reason, because it was already in the works, but it just doesn't look good, So, anyway, very interesting. Let's check out some of these here comments, shall we? Yeah, good thing, John, that you live over there overseas. No issues. Absolutely. Right now, it's anybody but America. In Canada, they could get it. You got everybody else is living fine. We got all these weird things going on in tariffs. Craig says, "Oh, we have comments coming in from the mobile stream. That's why I can't see them." Oh, yeah. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, half the people are watching us from the mobile stream, which is the shorts live. So StreamYard could kick out it kicks out 2 feeds now. Kicks out 2 feeds, which is good for me. It gets the video out there that much more, but I guess you guys can't see each other's comments, which is kind of annoying. But it is technically 2 feeds, right? Who's that? U.S. government probably thinks drones are windmills. Yeah, Roy, I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly the case. Craig, drones, not surprised. I love the mini line. I still have the mini 2, barely used, too afraid to get taken away in cuffs. I fly my drone. What I do is I just stay pretty low, right? Like, I don't know how many feet, 50 feet, 100 feet. I don't go up super high. It's when you go up super duper high, that's when you start to really, and then you drive near people, you fly it near people's windows and personal homes and stuff. You get really, it gets sticky there. Just got to be responsible like anything else. Like driving your car, got to be responsible. Um, cool. John says, so therefore, if a USA company wanted to make drones and can't use components made overseas, like the motors, batteries, forget about it. USA is drone starved. DJI is big. They don't need the US market. Yeah, you're right. But we were, I think, the largest market for them. We just gobbled up their stuff. But you're right. They'll be okay. They'll be okay. Um, Craig says, super, a fleet of gold-plated drones that don't work. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Just like his toilet. John, I've been to Shenzhen, and there are tons of other non-DJI drone companies making drones for half the price of DJI. Dang. We'll never see the light of that. I'd like to check them out though. That's the thing, you give it like, I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4 years, and other companies will pop up and could do the same thing, but cheaper, right? Um, that's just kind of the nature of the beast. I'll just keep my Mini 2 running. Was kind of considering the upcoming Neo 2, but that's a note now. Yeah, the Neo 2 looked great, especially for content creation. You just let it fly from your hand and it'll follow you or whatever. I really liked it a heck of a lot. And I was really considering that for creating some cool BTS content for you guys for YouTube. I may still get it though. Okay, because it is pretty cheap. I should get it before this, if there's a price spike or something. I don't know. Um, John, no more DJI action cameras or Pocket 3. Yeah, we won't be seeing that Pocket 3 or the Pocket 4, whatever the new Pocket is coming out. We ain't gonna see all that. Pocket 2? No, the Pocket 2, Pocket 3, excuse me. Yeah. We will see it, just won't be here. Okay. And I was really close to buying a DJI action cam one day. I mean, I have the GoPro. I really like it a lot, but I like the DJI infrastructure, the ecosystem. I like their apps. They work really well. They're fast and quick. So, but I'm glad I have GoPro, there you go. Which are great cameras too. Assuming they don't get disabled soon. Oh, I don't think that'll happen. I hope not. Fajar, I hope this isn't too long, but how do you explain open gate advantage to someone? Well, it depends. Do they want to hear it? Some people just don't want to hear it anymore. Um, but I explained the ability to be able to repurpose your video for multiple media platforms, right? So if you want one for YouTube, you could do 16 by 9. You do 9 by 16 for TikTok for shorts and stuff. So I kind of talk about it in the ability to repurpose that footage without shooting it 2 or 3 different ways. That's how I talk about it. Make a camp and have 9/16. What's the difference? Or is it just 3/2 bigger? Well, your sensor is like, what we see is 16 by 9 is not your entire sensor. So you're actually utilizing the entire sensor to record the video. So there's actually information missing when folks generally record 4K footage on and it comes out 16 by 9. There's more up there and below. So when you do open gate, you're getting the entire sensor recorded. So you have a little bit more headspace, a little bit more lower. That's a huge advantage. So and again, then it will go back to me saying the biggest advantage is being able to repurpose that footage later on in post in different ways and only having to shoot it once. Roy, why don't have a ban here, but we still have a free market? Oh, we don't have a ban here. Oh, but we still have a free market. Yeah, you know what? America is fantastic at a lot of things and kooky at other things. Welcome to America. It is the it is the way it goes down. In my area, we only have one power supplier. A PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric. And if they go down or they go corrupt or they raise the prices, guess what? There's no one we can get our energy from. And that's like that in most places throughout America. But yet, in a capitalistic society, we're supposed to thrive off of competition, not monopolization. But there's a monopoly in energy. So if I want to say, hey, you keep raising the rates, I'm gonna go over here and get my energy. You cannot do it at all. Okay. So it's like but there's great things about America too. So it's like, nothing's perfect, unfortunately. I'm just used to the craziness. It is, it is what it is. Roy, I only got drones to take images from another view. You know what? It's funny that you say that because I was starting to film for a documentary and getting drone shots were phenomenal. It was just amazing. I was like, for a drone that costs less than $1,000, I can get shots I never would have imagined. And then I was taking pictures with it. And I was like, yeah, that's so cool. So shout out to you. That's a cool way to do it. Craig, yeah, wait. Is it all DJI stuff or just drones? It's all DJI stuff. It's because it's a Chinese company. It's a Chinese mechanic robotic company. It's Chinese. That's all that needs to matter. Is that it's a Chinese company. They're targeting non-American companies to be able to compete against American companies here. Clearly. Fajar, 2026 is going to be wild. We're smuggling RAM, GPU, and now DJI drones. Yeah, I know. It's wild. It is wild, man. I don't know what to say. It's just a wild place. Let me read this real quick. So, okay, sorry about that. That was a message from the family. So John says, it's so sad for you guys. Robert, you must go to Shenzhen. It will blow your mind. Get Godox for half the price. Tech stuff that size of wait. Stop right there. John, are you telling me Godox for half the price? Oh my God. I wonder if I bought it there, would they let me bring it back into America? Boy, I tell you, I would love to visit China, quite honestly. I would absolutely love it. I'm a huge history nerd, so I would geek out. I would geek out. I would seriously geek out in China, like seriously. The culture, etc. And I did wushu for like how many years? 6 years, 7 years, something like that. Yeah. I used to teach in Chinatown in Oakland. Shout out to Oakland. So, yeah, I would love to go to China. Just hope America will let me come back in. But I'd love to visit Godox. That'd be awesome. Visit their headquarters or something. They don't know me. I don't have enough subs. Roy, the only thing I hate about DJI is that you have to register it online before you can use it. Well, you know what? Most of these companies have our info some way or another. If you want MPS, guess what? You got to register. And now they got your info. Not only that, they know which cameras you got because you put the serial numbers there. You want to log into Instagram or Facebook? These companies got us. They got us by the balls. Okay. So I'm not gonna lie, I have a lot of fun with the DJI drones. I mean, the footage is outstanding. I love getting it. But my drone is definitely long in the tooth. I think I have the Mavic Air 2 is what I have. And it doesn't do 4K 120. So Anyway, there's a lot of things that needs to update. I'm not gonna lie, because it's old as hell. All right, but it looks like I may need to do that next year-ish, just so that I have one before there's nothing left. Craig says my electric bill dropped 20%. Same amount of usage. Oh, that's awesome. Congrats to you. Here, it ain't happening. Okay. Roy says we might have to start using a long selfie stick instead of to take drone shots. Yeah, you might be right. If I was to do that, I'd put a GoPro up there. Put a GoPro up top, selfie stick, put it on ultra wide, and fake the funk. Fake it till you make it, you know? Greg says, speaking of Kodaks, how about that IT32 detachable magnetic flash? It is pretty cool. They asked if I wanted to review it, but I was in the middle of reviewing the IT30 Pro, as some of you know, and I'll be quite honest. I like the IT30 Pro a bit more for what I do. I didn't need like a small midget version of my Godox V100. You know, it does look cool. I'm glad that it has touchscreen, has a nice bright touchscreen like all their new flashes do. But maybe I should check it out. I'll keep you posted. We got David Stewart in the house. He says, I will keep using my 5-year-old devices. They still work great. Hey, I'm not mad at you. Okay. I still use my drone has to be, oh my God, I think it's 8 years old. Yikes. But you know what? It flies. It works fine. I got 3 batteries. I rock and roll. I get what I need out of it. Works just fine. You know, you'll never know the difference. You know, the footage is the footage. Roy says the problem with small speed lights is the glacial long recycle rate. Well, you know what? That could be true if you're shooting at full power. I was using the IT30 Pro for candid event photography, and I'm telling you, the recycle time, 0 issues. It was powerful as hell, and the battery life was great. Okay, because I wasn't shooting at full power. I was using a 35 at f2.0, and I was able to shoot at like 1/64th power, and I mean, it was just good to go. So if you're not using that full power, recycle time, less of an issue. So I'm sure the IT32 should be pretty awesome as well. That's what my assumption is. Okay. All right, everybody. It is my time to head up out of here. Okay. So with all that said, I do want to let you know, again, one of the best ways to support this channel on the way out is joining this channel. That's right. Click that join button. My packages start at only $2.99 to support this channel. 30, and Google takes 30%, by the way, you know. But it really does help me to dedicate more time to create content that you enjoy. Now, I will be going live on my normal time on Thursday next week. That is New Year's Day. Okay, that's New Year's Day. So on the way out, make sure you go ahead and smash that like, share, subscribe, and you already know, hit the bell icon to get notifications for my upcoming content. Of course, on the way out, I want to let you all know that I want to wish you, first of all, forget it. I want to thank you all for supporting this humble channel grow. You've helped me get to 18,000 subs. Can you believe that? Yeah, 18,000, and I want to see this turn into 180,000. I only can do it with all of your support out there. So tomorrow morning, I'm dropping a new video. All right, I'm dropping a new video. Here we are, right over yonder. Where is my new video? Oh, I thought I uploaded. But either way, it's dropping tomorrow morning. A photo shoot you don't want to miss. All right. So With that said, until next time, keep shooting and stay creative. Thank you for watching, everybody. Happy holidays.